Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I bring good news for people who are nursing assistants, auxiliary nurses, community health nurses, and enrolled nurses who want the opportunity to work in the United Kingdom, but because their qualifications do not meet the requirements of a registered nurse, they are taken aback, or they cannot pursue their nursing dreams here. This is for you because there is an opportunity for you to work in the United Kingdom as a nursing associate. Yeah, somebody would ask me, who is a nursing associate? A nursing associate is a member of the nursing team in England, which bridges the gap between a health and care assistant and a registered nurse. If I talk about bridging the gap, that means you are in between being a registered nurse and being a health care assistant or a carer. That means that you have more obligations and delegations than a healthcare assistant. You are so close in becoming a registered nurse. Yeah, there are so many responsibilities a registered nurse can do. You can also do some responsibilities, just to mention a few, such as performing venipuncture. Venipuncture is the drawing of blood for lab tests. Another one is performing and recording observations of a patient, which is the vital signs of a patient. Another one is addressing safeguarding issues concerning vulnerable children and adults, and also maintaining the privacy and dignity of patients in your care. So basically, a nursing associate has so many responsibilities, can do so many things a registered nurse can do. These are just to mention a little bit of the duties you'll be performing. And career-wise, when it comes to career progression, it's very easier for you to transition from a nursing associate to become a registered nurse. You just need to upgrade yourself, go to school for I think 18 months to 2 years. It depends on the university or wherever you want to upgrade yourself in, but this is the duration from transitioning from a nursing associate to a registered nurse. Yeah, so I think this is a very great opportunity for whoever has a background in nursing, who has studied nursing for 2 years, has a certificate in nursing, such as a community health nurse, an enrolled nurse, auxiliary nurse, or a healthcare assistant. So we all know how pursuing a degree in nursing in the United Kingdom is expensive. It's actually one of the most expensive programs in the university. So if you are lucky, whichever trust or organization you are working with, they will be willing to sponsor you from transitioning from the nursing associate to a registered nurse. So I feel it's a great opportunity if you want to work as a nursing associate and alongside further your education to become a registered nurse. This is like a perfect platform for you to progress in your career. Yeah, most employers are willing to sponsor nursing associates to become registered nurses. So like, before looking for a job, you need to be consider about all these things. Like, if you get an employer who would be willing to sponsor you to go to school, but most of the time you should have worked with the employer for 2 years. After working with them for 2 years, well, it depends on every employer. Most people is 2 years, some is 1 year, some is 3 years. It depends on the employer. So you need to look at all of these before you start the whole process when you get your PIN as a registered nursing associate. So let's go into the details of how you can become a registered nursing associate. Number one, you need to be registered with the NMC-UK. Before you can register with the NMC-UK, you need to create an online account, which is the NMC online account. Yeah, when you create this account, you would need to provide details of your passport and also a scanned copy of your passport page. They need to confirm and verify that, okay, it is this individual who is applying for membership in our register. And also, you need to make sure that whatever name that is in your passport is the same name you are using to fill the NMC online accounts. Please, whatever name that your passport bears should be the same name you use in creating the online account, so that it would not be like, okay, they are mistaking you for someone else. We need to be sure it is the same individual. So after creating this NMC online account, the NMC will check if you meet the eligibility criteria. So to meet our eligibility criteria, your qualification will need to be in nursing and be equivalent to a foundation level degree. A foundation level degree in England goes beyond secondary or high school education and is one level below a full undergraduate degree. So before they can start this whole process for you, they need to verify if your certificate you are holding is more than a secondary school certificate, which is it could be a certificate in community health nursing or nurse assistant clinical, formerly known as HAC. Yeah, it could be certificate in any of these, or any enrolled nurse course or auxiliary nurse course. But then it should have been of 2 years duration. It should not be anything less than 2 years. If it's less than 2 years, you do not qualify. So it needs to be 2 years duration before you can be part of the eligibility criteria. So after that, the NMC would ask you to provide the details of your training, including the title of your qualification and the date it was awarded, a scanned copy of your qualification certificate, the name, address, and contact email of your educational institution, details of your previous name, if your qualification was awarded under a different name to the one you have used in your NMC online account. So here, let's say when you were in nursing school, you were single, you were a mess. Now you are a missus, you are married, and you have changed your name. You need to prove that the name of the certificate and whatever name you are bearing now, it is the same person. So if you have any marriage certificate or affidavit or anything that can supporting evidence that can show that, okay, you have changed your name, but it is the same person. That's what they are talking about here. Then also, they need details of your professional registration of your qualification, which allowed you to register in the country you completed your training here. Here they are talking about the NMC you are registered with. It could be NMC Ghana, it could be NMC Nigeria. Whatever NMC you are registered with, they need their details so that they can confirm that, okay, this person is part of the NMC back in their country or wherever they trained. Also, you will need to contact the school that you have shared their information with the NMC-UK so that they can verify if you school there. Please be particular when filling the forms because some details cannot be changed once you submit your application. So when it gets to this point where you are filling the forms, you need to open your eyes very well. You need to be sure about every information you are putting in, because once you submit the application and there is a mistake, you cannot go back. For example, the name of the school or the email address, if you make a mistake, you cannot go back. Also, you need to prompt whoever, you need to prompt the school to let them know that, please, I've given your information to the NMC UK. They would need to verify me so the school is aware, so that anytime they come to them for verification of your documents, the school can promptly reply to their emails, because time is of essence. They need to respond timely to their emails. At this point, the NMC would ask you to pay an evaluation fee of £140 to determine your eligibility if you can join their register as a nursing associate. Yeah, it's non-refundable, £140, so that they can check their criteria and everything if you are eligible to join the register. So once they find you eligible to join the register, you'll be given a link to write the test of competence. The test of competence is the CBT and the OSCE. They are two different tests. The CBT is the first exam you are going to take before getting to the United Kingdom. Yeah, that is like a multi-choice questions you are going to answer before you can proceed with the whole process. But for the OSCE, you would need to come to the United Kingdom to come and take the OSCE. So the OSCE is like at the latter part of the whole thing. The OSCE is more like licensure practicals. Yes, it's involves clinical skills. Yeah, like nursing procedures. You need to do some nursing procedures in the OSCE. Once you pass it, you are good to go. You're going to get your full license as a registered nursing associate. So yeah, after you have passed the test of competence, the next thing you need to do is to declare your health, that you are of good health. If I'm talking about health, I mean if you have any disabilities or you have any disease conditions that you think you need to let them know, you need to inform them that, okay, maybe I have a disability, or I have this, or I have that, or I have a bloodborne disease or something. But mind you, if you declare this, it does not disqualify you from working in the United Kingdom. No, they are not biased. Whatever medical history you give to them, it has got nothing to do with your ability to work, but you just need to declare it to them. Also, you need to get a medical practitioner, a doctor who attends to you regularly. Let's say within the last 6 months, you have had a session with the doctor to confirm that, okay, this particular individual is fit, or declare that, okay, you are healthy. Yeah, that's the word I'll use, to declare that you are healthy. So you need to look for a doctor who you normally go to you need to get the person's information, I mean email address, to fill in that particular part, and let the person know that, okay, the UK NMC is going to get into contact with them, so that they know that, okay, they can be checking their emails from time to time. Whoever you use their email to fill a form, you need to let the person know. If it's a school, it's the NMC, is an individual, you need to let the person know, so the person can be checking their emails from time to time. If you don't involve the person, the email might come, it might be sitting there for a very long time, the person would not know. So you need to inform the person that, okay, I'm doing this process, you're my medical doctor, you know my medical history, you need to confirm if I'm a healthy individual. The person will just need to do that for you. So after the health, we go to character. You need to self-declare that you're of good character. It gets interesting here. Yeah, you need to let them know that, okay, you are of good character, you can practice as a good nursing associate. Also, nominate a referee. A referee could be your recent employer, or your NMC regulator, whichever NMC you are registered with at the moment, or an educational institute, maybe the school you went to. You could get a lecturer or a tutor or somebody from there to be a referee for you. Mind you, you need to inform this person also that, okay, I'm using you as my referee, so the NMC-UK is going to contact you. Preferably, I would advise you use somebody you are working with, such as your employer, or maybe a senior colleague who could be a DDNS, your matron, or somebody in a higher authority you work directly with. You have a relationship with a person, I mean, like, you interact with the person and all that. The person knows you more, so the person can actually say something good about you. Because if you choose a referee you don't really have any relationship with, whatever negative thing the person says, automatically it's going to create doubt in the mind of the NMC UK. Because, okay, if your boss is saying, let's say, you're disrespectful, or you are lazy, or you are incompetent, it makes you look somehow. You get what I'm saying? So you need to choose somebody who you know, okay, you work with this person, the person knows your capabilities, you are a good person, so the person can at least vouch for you and say something good about you. So when it comes to your referee, preferably somebody you work with who you have a good relationship with, so the person can say something positive about you. Then you also need to get a police clearance. Yes, a police clearance from any country you have stayed in within 12 months or more. Yeah, so in Ghana we call it a criminal record or police record. Yeah, you need to get a record from the police to show that, okay, this and this and this and that, yeah, don't have any criminal history or anything. And also you need to declare if you have any criminal charges against you or convictions against you. You need to declare to the NMC UK. These things do not disqualify you as an individual, though. They just need to know your history and your background. So you don't need to lie about these things. You just need to let them know, okay, I don't have it or I do have it. At the end of the day, the decision is up to them whether they still want to register you with the NMC or not. So the next step is the English language requirements. The English language is in two forms. You could either write the IELTS academic or the OET exam. So it's entirely up to the individual which exam they find favorable. Yeah, with the IELTS academic, you need a band score of 7 in reading and listening and in speaking, and 6.5 in writing. And with the OET, you need a B in speaking, in listening and reading, and a C+ in writing. So basically it is the same thing as for registered nurses. I was even thinking that the scores for the National Associate was a bit lower, but I realized it is still the same scores as for registered nurses too. Yeah, it's still the same thing. So for the English language, it is up to you, the individual, whichever test you feel you want to take. For people who are in Ghana, there's an OET center in Ghana now. There wasn't an OET center. Initially, you had to travel to Nigeria because that was the only center in West Africa. But now we have a center in Ghana, which was recently opened in Ghana. So you can check my previous YouTube videos. I made a video about an OET center being opened in Ghana. So you could check that one out. So after you have gotten your scores for the English proficiency, which could be the IELTS or the OET, after you have passed it, then the next thing is the professional indemnity. When we talk about professional indemnity, it's about your responsibility to have appropriate cover for your role and scope of practice. That means that you need to be covered wherever you are going to work. You know, the kind of field we have chosen to work in, you need to have cover in case of any legal battles that arise. It could be anything. Probably somebody is suing you for negligence, somebody is suing you for assault or something. You need to make sure that you are covered by your employer or by yourself. You need to make sure that the NMC wants to be sure that if any issue should arise as you are practicing, you can have something to back you up to cover you. So that's what they want to know. So when it just gets there, you need to let them know that, okay, once you get a job and you get to the United Kingdom, you are going to get that. If you work with the NHS, if you're going to work with the NHS, you don't need to bother yourself about that because the NHS covers that for their employees. So you don't need to bother about that. They are going to make sure that they cover you up in case of any legal proceedings, in case of anything that comes out. Yeah, so after you have done all of this, you need to pay a registration fee of £153. That is the final payment you are going to make so that they can register you. But this one is refundable. They are going to refund the money for you in case your application gets closed within 6 months, or they find you not eligible to join the register. They're going to refund your money for you. Mind you, this whole process I'm talking about takes 6 months. When you start the process, you need to make sure that you submit the application within 6 months. If it should exceed 6 months, they will close the accounts. Yes, the NMC is going to close the accounts within 6 months if you do not submit all the information they require from you. So you need to make sure that when you start the process within a duration of 6 months, you are going to submit all your documents to the NMC-UK. If you do not submit all your documents and you have paid the £153, they will refund your money back to you. So after you have paid the money, they'll get back to you in 35 days to give you a decision. Yeah, that is a temporary PIN, because you need to come to the United Kingdom to take the OSCE before you can get your full PIN as a registered nursing associate. So once you are coming, you need to bring in all the documents you used in filling the forms: your passport, your certificates from school, your qualifications, every information you submitted online. You need to bring it here, because when you go to do the OSCE, there will be an ID check. They will verify all the documents to be sure that it is this person. The person is not lying or anything. It's actually this person. They want to verify it is actually this individual. So you need to make sure that whatever documents you use to fill these forms, you bring it to you when you are getting your visa to the United Kingdom. So I feel like if you're an auxiliary nurse, you're a community health nurse, you are a nurse assistant clinical, you are an enrolled nurse, it's a very, very great opportunity for you. because you cannot come into work in as a registered nurse. You don't have a diploma or a degree. You have just a certificate in nursing. So it is a great opportunity for you to upgrade yourself while you are still working. Yes, as you are working, you upgrade yourself and you become a registered nurse. It's personally, I feel it is much more of an easier way to transition into becoming a registered nurse than coming in as a carer or as a healthcare assistant. These routes, you are part of the NMC, you are accountable to the NMC, you have a PIN to practice. It's much more easier for you to transition from being a nursing associate to a registered nurse. So I feel it's a very good path if you already have a background in nursing, but you do not qualify to practice as a nurse in the United Kingdom. This is a very great opportunity and avenue for you. Yeah, I know some people might say maybe the money involved is too much. I'm paying £140, I'm paying £153, but trust me, my dear, once you get the opportunity to come here, it is worth it. It is worth more of the money you are going to spend, because most of the people who are going to employ, they give you full sponsorship from wherever you are coming from. They're going to sponsor you, your visa, your flights, the exams you are going to take, the OSCE, the CBT, IELTS, OET. Most people are going to sponsor you, and you can come here with your family, your dependents, which is your spouse, your partner, which is either your husband or your wife, and your children. So I feel it's a great opportunity people should look at if you want to work in the United Kingdom and you want to become a registered nurse. But I mean, like, you are not there yet, but you want to get there. This is a very great opportunity you should have a look at. So I want to use the opportunity to say thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to my channel. If you are new here, today is your first time, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment or a like, turn on the notification button so that each time I upload a new video, you are going to be notified. All right, thank you. See you guys another time.